Hello, my friends. This is Natasha, founder of On Purpose Projects, bringing you another video about what it takes to create a high performance website. I want to talk a little bit about the holistic approach to websites. This is something that if you're kind of new to the website world, these are some things that are really important to consider. A lot of times when people come to the process of creating a website or redesigning their website, they put design as number one. It's got to have a world-class design, world-class design. They put all the money into design, looks awesome. However, the design is so fancy and so many videos and so much movement that when a developer builds it, it's slow, it's bloated, it can't be built properly, doesn't really work on mobile. And so design is definitely a part of it, but it can't be the center. And I'll talk about that in a second. And then number two, development. A lot of times we meet people who want a website that's super fancy and does so much stuff and all this functionality and live chat and pop-ups and all this stuff. And it does tons of cool stuff. But the user experience of the site is a train wreck. Like you go to the website and you see all these different things and you can see all these integrations and movement and all, and it's built really fancy, really technical, but it's totally distancing because it's complex or because it's confusing or it's too fancy. It's not built per the user. Like it's built super, super fancy, but it wasn't built in consideration of who's actually using this website. And then there's people who build websites purely for the standpoint of search engine optimization, where it's built, the technical SEO is done, the on-page SEO is done, but it doesn't look great, it doesn't work great. People may be able to find it, like you may rank really well in Google, but the website looks bad, like it does not convert. So you can see that there's sort of three pieces that are always spinning when it comes to a website, like three plates as it were. What it looks like, how it works, and how easily it's found. So the key to an effective website is marrying the three, in that the design is going to be mobile responsive, it's going to be able to be built properly, it's going to be able to be fast, it's going to be engaging, it's going to be, not an arm and a leg cost-wise to build. So that's design. The designer has to consider how this is going to be built. They have to work alongside a developer or understand development to know this is functional art. Someone has to use this. The development, they definitely want to consider working with a designer and working with someone who is experiencing UX. So someone who has that user experience, like, okay, this is a cool idea, but people don't use a website like that, or that doesn't make sense, or that button is better here. Because trust me, like I run a development team, developers, they don't think in terms of flow. They think in terms of execution and process. So making sure that if you have a developer, that they're working in collaboration with a UX person who's going to make sure that what's being built actually makes logical sense in terms of the flow of the site. And when you're working with an SEO team, I've worked with many, many SEO teams, and they definitely put less value on what the site looks like. But from my experience, if you've paid for SEO or you're running paid campaigns or Google ads and someone lands on your website, you might be getting tons of traffic, but if it looks bad, is not mobile responsive, is not easy to use, it's not going to work. It's not going to pay off. So definitely thinking through the holisticness of your website, the design, the development, and the SEO. And there's other elements as well to talk to, but those are the big three that people always think about when they think about websites. So if you're in the process of redesigning your site or looking for input on your current site, I'll be happy to talk. Send me an email, info@onpurposeprojects.com, info@onpurpose, like I did it on purpose, projects with an s.com. I'm Natasha, and I'll talk to you soon.